another video. In today's video, it's another one of those bizarre life stories that I just gotta get down for the record. So, this story starts last year when there was these crazy dogs running around, and they nearly attacked me on my property probably 4 times. So now my neighbor has dogs that get out every once in a while. Other neighbors have dogs that are out all the time, but this other neighbor has one. And over the course of the time that the dog's been here, it's slowly getting more and more friendly with me, right? So on this particular day, this dog's out and it's coming right up to me, and I just pet it for the first time, and then like not even 2 minutes later, I pet it once and it went off. It's being chased by this pack of dogs. And I'm freaking out, right? Same pack that have attacked me. And when I say attacked, like the first time I had like a propane torch on me and I was like, and then another time I had, I think, a shovel. And then another time I was like right in front of my house. I just came out my front door. So like, they weren't actually, they were like cujoing at me, right? Scary. 5 of them, right? So now they're chasing my neighbor's dog, right? And, I ran him once off with my pellet gun. So now I grab my pellet gun again, and they're not paying attention. So I'm screaming, dog attack, dog attack. I have a kind of neighbor that lived over here that's place burned down, that I was hoping was home. So I popped my head up over, I have this ladder, and I popped my head up and I looked, and 2/3 of the family was over, standing like where this other, they had somebody living on their property, which I was kind of friendly with. So I was looking for him, but they were there. So I yelled at them. I'm like, hey, don't come over here without a gun. These crazy dogs are attacking this other guy's dog, right? So at this point, I'm trying to prevent this other guy's there's a couple, their dog, from being attacked by this pack of dogs. Like, I'm not worried about myself. Like, I've defended myself against those dogs like 4 times up to that point, right? And I never was like, help me, help me. But now they're attacking a dog, and I have no ability to, stop them from attacking that dog or stop them from attacking like other people, right? So that's why I said, to the neighbor, if you're coming over here, you better have a gun, or do you have a gun, a real gun, or something to this, something about a gun. Like, if you have a gun, come on over, because there's fucking crazy dogs, right? And so yeah, he had a gun. He pulled that thing out and was ready to go with it in like 1 second. And I was like, cool, Again, this is trying to protect this other guy's dog. And I was telling him, I'm like, man, and I had my pellet gun. I told it's a pellet gun, and I already shot off the pellet I had in it. So it was basically a noisemaker at that point. Well, that was pretty stressful. And he came over, and this guy was coming out, because I had called him and told him, hey, your dog's out, and these crazy dogs are after it, like a screaming message, So he was coming out, and they were coming over, and the dogs were gone, and I was like standing right not too far away from my like little complex here, and the kids were over there, and I looked at them, I'm like, man, those dogs are like Cujo. And the kids just looked at me, and I was like, y'all don't know what Cujo is, because they're just little kids. And it was like, yeah, like a rabid dog, crazy dogs, man. Right? I think I had said something to to the boy at one other time. Because the boy, I had seen the boy, on and off the whole time I was over here. Now, apparently they had a daughter as well. Never had seen her before that day. So, now at that point, I'm like, cider time. It's fucking stressful shit, man. Time to have a cider or 3. So, I'm cidering, smoking some weed over here when they're all over there talking with that dude. And then I finish my drink, the dogs are gone, so I walk over there, chat with all them for a second, and then I say, you guys gotta come check out the rocks, right? Because I've been telling people and asking people about the rocks for a long time, and everybody's just looking at me like I'm crazy, and I just have never had rocks in the truck at the same time, except for with these one people I met, and I'm not friends, but they were from Portland, so they knew nothing about the rocks, right? Which is me always trying to figure out what the hell's going on with these rocks, right? And by that point, I had pretty much figured it all out, but I was just curious, hey, you guys have been here forever. Have you ever seen anything like this? And they hadn't. And we sat there, I invited them over, and I showed them all the rocks, showed the kids the rocks, talked about what I was building, made some jokes about a meth plant, methane, right? Because a sewage treatment plant. I kept making that same joke because I was admittedly a little tipsy at that point because I had had 2 or 3 ciders. I don't really remember. So, and I was joking, and then I had to make them leave. Literally, it was dark. A freaking owl flew overhead, which was super cool. We were chatting literally until after dark, and I needed to take a damn shower, and I shower outside, so, right? And, that's the end of the fucking situation, right? So then a few days later, I was roasting coffee, and I roasted coffee, and I just dropped them off a thank you, although they weren't really doing anything for me. It was mine trying to protect their dog. But I'm the type of person that just says thank you for everything. And I roast coffee, and so I roasted a bag. I had coffee. I took a bag down to their house. On the way down to the house, I found a fancy rock in the damn road, down the hill, across from their property. I was like, so I put the coffee on the post. I don't go onto people's property, not once out here, not once. I go just over to somebody's property, knock on their door. No, I would never do that. I am, people out here have guns like crazy and are unstable. So I don't go over to anybody's property. Giant exclamation point, pew, ever. Walked up to the edge of their property, looked for a place to set the coffee, was like, oh, if I set it there, those animals are going to get into it, maybe. And if I put it there, those animals, they got multiple kind of animals depending on what side of the gate you're at, right? And so finally I figured on this really high place. I didn't even know if they get it, but I don't have their number or nothing like that. So I figured they'll probably notice it, right? And they must have, because I don't know if they got the rock or not, but because I drove by at some point and looked and no coffee. Okay, cool. End of story, right? So, the freaking, then the fire on their property happens, right? Which was suspicious. Which was suspicious like my fire was suspicious, okay? 2 suspicious fires happen on properties right next to each other, okay? So, and there was a group of cops at their fire, and they seemed pretty fucking interested in me, like I had something to do with it. That's the feeling I got. But apparently I'm lucky because literally that neighbor was right there with his broken down cart, pushing his cart that was broken as the fire started. And I was over here at my property, right? And I heard it, jumped in the backhoe, raced over there, busted through the fence, and proceeded to stop the fire from spreading Like, I don't have the ability to put out fires with the backhoe. I tried that. Then I got a course from the fire department over the phone on how to fight a fire with a backhoe, which essentially you just stop the fire from going anywhere else. That's what a backhoe can do, right? And wait for people to show up with water or whatever. So, I mean, there wasn't much I could do. I knocked down some trees, I pushed some dirt around, I opened the fence up. You know, that was all I could do. But the fire didn't spread, okay? And one point, like, it was spreading onto this other little building, and I had to go and get a fire extinguisher. But I'll link to that video there, so you can listen to that whole story. So, at the end of that fire, a woman that has water up here that brings the water, she is prepared to bring water to fires. Apparently I was already in the hospital or an ambulance, but apparently she brought water to my fire. She showed up to this other fire that I fought. There was another fire up farther down the way that I fought. So there's my fire, another fire, and then this fire. So I fought 3 fires. You know, I think regardless if fire starts, you're losing. How much you lose is really what you gauge the success of the fight on, right? In the first one, complete loss. Almost. I didn't lose my tools. Anyway, this lady shows up to fires with water to put them out. She showed up and asked me for my phone number. I gave her my phone number, and then I left. I'm cutting the short. There's a lot more. I'm just cutting to the important parts. As I was leaving, I noticed one of the cops go directly up to her right after I left. So that kind of was like, right? And never heard from her. So that was kind of weird. So now, fast forward, I never, I'm not out here trying to get anything from anybody or do anything, you know what I'm saying? If there's a problem and I can deal with it, or, I'll do my best, right? It's not like my objective, not right, but I got text messages from people that don't even live anywhere around here thanking me for my efforts. I didn't hear one word from my neighbors. Like, I just stopped the fire from spreading on your property, and they never even said thank you. And I started to kind of wonder what that cop was saying to that lady right after she asked me for my phone number, right? And then the kid is over here looking for his dog, which is not all the time, but, he's over here looking for his dog on, a few times a year. And this particular time, I was shooting the video for my upgraded tool battery charging station. And I was like, hold on. No, I haven't seen your dog, but hold on and look at this, right? I wanted to show it to somebody. And so I'm showing it to him, and we're talking, and I said, yeah, I saw your dad at the bar with the really hot chick. And and he's like, yeah, that's my dad's new girlfriend. And I go, yeah, and then I saw your mom on Tinder, and he's just kind of like, and we're chatting. And then just out of the blue, kind of oddly, right? Which is kind of why I noted it. It was just like, my sister's gone, right? And mind you, like, this kid has been at my house, I don't know how many times over the years, and I didn't even know we had a sister. I didn't even know there was a sister over there. For years, I saw this person one time, and now I'm getting an update about, and so I thought that was just kind of weird. Just the way he said it struck me as odd, and I started to think about it, and I was like, huh. Now, mind you, the cops have fucking said nearly everything about me at some point. Literally, at one point, they told a person, several people, one being my girlfriend at the time, that I was wanted for murder. Yes, murder. Yes, murder. I've never been accused of murder ever, but the police police were telling people that I was accused of murder, okay? Then when I got out 4 hours later, because it was just some fucking bullshit with some bank shit, right? The fucking people were like looking at me like I just, they're like, ooh, I'm like, what the fuck? Well, the cops said you were for murder. Fuck them, liars. Okay? So I started thinking, I'm like, gee, I wonder what kind of fucking bullshit lie that cop ran to that lady right after I was talking to her. Maybe it has some kind of bullshit like, oh, you need to watch your fucking daughters around this guy or something to this effect. Now, just to fucking prove easily how bullshit that is, I can put in video, or I'm putting in videos right now. Here's a video about the video game pedophiles that I reported. And look at this shit that I cleaned up off of their fucking site. Look at this. Look at this. Nobody was taking any sort of action or protecting the kids on this. One of these just showed up in my damn club thing one day, right? It just like, right there, boom. Like just one of those was just like one of these here. And then I started searching for them and started finding them and reported them all, okay? And EA didn't do anything about this. Respawn didn't know. I did this, okay? Here's me on Afghanistan. Anyway, you're never gonna win a war when your ally is the pedophile. Like this fucker had a kid chained up to his bed and one of our guys punched him. This is how we find out about these things, okay? That's all he did, punch him, right? And this is the kind of brain dead military we have. Like, check this out. Guda fucking catches a pedophile warlord. You ain't gonna be no punching, bro. That fool's done. Done. I ain't gonna just punch him. I'm gonna murk the motherfucker, right? And I am not a killer at all. But check this out. Pedophile fucking warlords that have kids chained to their bed, I might be able to reach down in somewhere and find it within myself to just take care of that the way it needs to be fucking taken care of, not just punch the motherfucker. End him! Okay, so literally, you're fucking trying to convince people to watch their daughters around me, but I report pedophiles in the video game I play, and I fucking go on and on about how the guy in Afghanistan, the warlord that had the kid chained to his bed, and our guy got in trouble for just punching the guy, and I said, well, you should probably have been able to just kill the fucking pedophile, okay? I literally have a video like that, but you need to watch your daughters around me? Really? That's, so how does that equate? It doesn't. Okay, it's a lie. It's another fucking lie, just like fucking I'm a murderer. Okay, it's the same fucking turd from the same fucking turd providers. Okay, now so why do these people keep fucking going? I'm like, okay, look. The drug laws in this, and I made a video about this, made lots of videos about this. The drug laws in this country are all based on racism. 1902, cocaine was literally the N-word. I've read the Senate transcripts. 1903, exchanged the N-word for the derogatory word for Chinese people, and that was your heroin law, the first two laws. Fast forward into the 30s when DuPont, and this is after prohibition of alcohol, which created like the most violent gangs in the whole history of the United States at that point. You'd think they would have learned a lesson. Okay, so then fast forward to 33, freaking DuPont's trying to freaking sell his new nylon. Okay, so they come up with this whole reefer madness thing, okay, which is just lies after lies after lies. Okay, then fast forward to Nixon, and there is literally the tapes of him saying that we're starting the drug war to go after blacks, Jews, and liberals. Okay, and now look what the drug war is morphed into. It's morphed into civil forfeiture, where they're literally busting people's house down and stealing their shit, and they didn't do a fucking thing. They're pulling them over, stealing their shit, and they didn't do a fucking thing. Okay, are you starting to get it now? I'm the guy fucking saying the fucking truth. Okay, so what do they want to do? They want to fucking try to disgrace me, try to pay me with the worst fucking possible brush they can. And it's all bullshit. It's all fucking lies. Fucking, and you know what? If you're a person that wants to call me a pedophile, I say, come to my face and say this to my face and bring whatever guns and badges you think you need to fucking say this to my face. You understand what I'm saying? Say it to my face. Don't be a chicken shit and fucking go around telling people behind my back, making up fucking lies about me. I have proof right here on my YouTube channel. Pretty obvious. Oh, you need to watch your daughters, but, oh, this guy's reporting pedophiles? How does that fucking add up, motherfuckers? Okay? So, I'm here trying to do good. $6,000 fucking dollars into the road of my own money, which a bunch of that money was after my fire. I was already done working on Cascade. When I had my fire, I felt bad for ruining a bunch of people's Friday nights with my fire that was extremely questionable fire. And I got a whole nother video about that, okay? Which the cops told somebody out here that I was a big deal when they was getting in trouble. And they pointed me out to this person they were there to bust. They pointed me out to this person and told that person, oh, that guy's a real big deal over there. And then I have a fire that's suspicious. And then there's another suspicious fire right next door that it really seemed to be appearing as though that it was trying to be pinned on me, because the questions coming out of the cops' mouths were like, oh, you're the first one here, huh? You know, like, no. I was the first one over there. But, so literally my neighbor's cart being broke down, and as far as I'm concerned, saved me from a fucking arson charge, when that suspicious fire was probably the same orientation of my fire, okay? Two suspicious fires right next door to each other, right? Huh. But yeah, you need to worry about your daughters and me. Yeah, I'm totally the fucking problem here. Yeah, that's what they want you to fucking believe. But if I'm the problem here, then why am I so focused on trying to fucking solve an ecological catastrophe that's about ready to happen to Central Oregon because of land mismanagement? What? Oh, no, worry about your fucking daughters. Are you kidding me right now? Right? So anyway, I've been lied about pretty much like going back as far as you could fucking remember. The stories I have are 100% legitimate and true, because that's all I can remember is facts and the truth. Period. I don't live in a fantasy world, not one. I'm not religious and I'm not a lawyer. Okay, the two biggest fantasy worlds you will find on planet Earth. I am a 100% factual individual. Okay? So, I think we can dispel the fucking bullshit that you need to watch your fucking daughter, okay? I don't give a fuck about your daughters. Don't give a fuck. I mean, if they're like 26 years old and they're single, or 36 years old, or, you know, but if they're a little kid, give me a fucking break. And please, if you want to fucking spread that kind of shit, bring it to my face. Peace.